Do you think that's possible in Nepal, given the condition that a lot of things are in chaos? Like you cannot control a lot of things here. That they don't have a proper system for it, and that is one of the main reasons why they're afraid
That's
of giving it a
wrong.
try.
That's wrong because you can control it. If Americans control it, who are the biggest ganja smokers in the world, why can't Nepal? First of all, when we come in and train people, first of all, here nobody knows how to grow.
Hmm.
Nobody knows how to process. So what they're growing here is all basically infected with mold. If you let's say in America, if you have your plants, weather changes, they get wet, the plants mold. Then you have to declare it and you destroy it. You cannot sell a moldy plant to a patient. Okay, so you give a mold to a patient, give them mold? No, they have a thing called gray mold. You don't want that. So right away, how we'll do it and why we'll do it is because the weed that we produce for the pharmacies will be so much better than they ever got on the street that there'll be no competition. There'll be no, and we're not going to put people in jail for marijuana. So if we catch somebody selling illegally, we fine them. Every time we catch them, we fine them. We don't put them in jail, but it costs them 500 rupees or costs them 1,000 rupees. Oh, eventually we'll bring them into the system and teach them how to work the system legally in a legal system. If we can do it in the States, you can do it in Nepal. We can. What we're talking about is this, because basically, we're going to teach this. Basically, we're going to start off with tourism, okay, and we're going to talk about what about the Nepalis that aren't a tourist? How are they going to be able to function? How are they going to be able to do this and do that? Okay, so first let's start at the tourism. When a tourist comes into Nepal, they request a medical license. There's a whole list of things, anxiety, so many. It's not impossible. It's almost impossible not to find someone who doesn't qualify for a medical license. Okay, especially in Oklahoma, you do it on the internet. And a doctor calls you up and says, "Oh, what's your problem? Oh, I can't sleep at night." Okay, signs your license.
That's
okay.
about it.
That's about it.
Okay.
So we create a legal system at the airport where tourists can come in and get a legal license. With the legal license, they will get a book of rules and regulations. You cannot smoke in the hotel room. You cannot smoke on the street. You can smoke at temples in designated areas. You can smoke in restaurants that are licensed to sell you food, and you're able to smoke there. If they want to sell weed at a restaurant, say they have two people, and by the way, you have to have a license to go to one of those restaurants. You can't go to a restaurant and start smoking and not have a license. Right away, they're going to ask you, you have a license? You have a license? You show it. I have a license. I can smoke here. Okay. Say you have a license, you go into the restaurant, you want to smoke, but you don't have any marijuana. Okay. You have a license. You already paid for your license. Now, the restaurant pays for a license to be able to have those customers come exclusively to his restaurant. They want some marijuana to sell to their patients. To their customers. They go to the shop, like I have, the dispensaries. They buy the pre-rolled, already packaged pre-rolled, right? And they sell dispensary weed. They offer dispensary weed at the restaurant. We don't sell them too much. They're not going to need too much. They're not a dispensary. They're a restaurant. All right? So the restaurant is going to have to pay for 2 licenses right there. Okay. The dispensary has a license. Everybody who works in the dispensary has a license to handle marijuana. Okay. Why do we control it? Because we grow really, really good medicine and really good marijuana, and we produce really pure hash and really a clean hash without any kind of pesticides, totally organic, with all natural nutrients, everything natural. Okay. Eventually, everyone will come our way. And once the government sees how much money they're going to make at the airport just getting licenses from patients. Today, I went to a few people in my hotel and I sat down there. I said, I'm offering, I know this is how I did it. I walked up to them. I said, look, I sat down. I said, if you wanted to smoke marijuana in Nepal and you could get a license at the airport for $50, that's good for life. And you get the first joint free. Would you get a license or would you rather buy it on the street? Says, man, I don't want to buy anything on the street, man. Where is your dispensary? People who are used to the legalized system, they want a good quality. They don't want street stuff. Once you start opening up the dispensaries, the tourists will come. They're used to it already. They have it in their country. Germany's been medical for 2 decades. It's just became legalized for everybody, where everybody could go into the dispensary and buy. See, there's 2 kinds of dispensary. There's 2 types of licenses in America. There's medical licenses, and there are 10 states that if you're 21, you can go in and buy marijuana, right? Most of the states, 30 of the states in America are medical. 10 are legal across the board. But there, of course, you can't go into a dispensary and buy 100 pounds of weed. You can go to the dispensary and buy an ounce. So once the people on the street that sell marijuana see that the tourists are not buying their bunk, their bad shit, they're going to go to dispensaries. They're already used to it. They're buying it in dispensaries in the countries that they come from. In Germany, in Czechoslovakia, in Spain, in Canada, in America, in Uruguay. There's so many legal countries, as medical countries as well. People are used to it already. Foreigners are already used to that system. They're working in that system right now. So once the government sees all the money that they're going to be making by issuing licenses at the airport and following the seed to sale system, they will take over the illegal system, the illegal market. There's a lot of illegal business in Nepal, on the border, on this or that. Then we train the farmers how to grow hemp, good CBD products, right? And we start making gummies and start making rollies that we can sell in other countries because they don't get you high, but they make you feel better. They take away your pain. That's an untapped business resource for Nepal that once we switch that over to that, I'll be selling gummies in Saudi Arabia. I'll be selling gummies in Dubai. I'll be selling gummies everywhere where we can. That's an untapped resource for cannabis in Nepal because I will bring the medical strains here. I'm a geneticist. I have a seed company, Gold Crown Seeds, and that's what I specialize in. So I will furnish those seeds to farmers that are licensed, and we'll produce gummies right here. We'll produce everything right here, and we'll supply to other countries legally. So what we're going to do is make a transfer over to medical, because that's what believe me. So I went to several people. I said, well, if you could buy, if we had medical marijuana, we had good medical marijuana, we supplied it in the dispensaries, and you could get a license. Would you buy from us, or would you even go to the street? Says, I don't want to go to the street. Only thing you get here is crap on the street. I've been told that by 4 different sets of people who I didn't even know. I just went up to them and just said, hey, if this was the situation, where would you go? They said, we would go to your dispensary. Where is it? wait. I said, give me a few more months. Give me a few more months and we'll get this turned around. This is if Americans can do it and the Europeans can do it, why can't the Nepalis do it? If Germany is legal now and they've been medical for 20 years, why isn't Nepal medical? We have a good climate here. We can grow 2-3 crops a year here. I have marijuana that can cure diabetes too. That's a cure for diabetes too. I have medical marijuana that can help control your appetite and help control your sugar. It don't get you high, but it helps your medical problem. So basically, that's what we're planning on doing. You know what I mean? Eventually, it will take over. It'll take over because the possibilities are endless for Nepal.